Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Costa Rica Crypto. Today I am chatting with Greg from EDNA, who is a friend of mine, of course. I'm very passionate about EDNA for a lot of reasons. I have kind of worked myself into a social media outreach role with you guys, which I'm super grateful for and I enjoy doing. But I'm also really passionate about the project. So today I'm not going to ask you to try to break it down. I think we've done lots of videos on that. And those are available. I'm going to make sure I link to a video below because the project is kind of complex and it does take a while to explain. I think our last video did it justice. So I guess I'm just going to start by saying, hey, Greg, welcome. Glad to have you here.
Hey, Matt. Glad to be here again. Thanks for having us, and good to see your audience again.
It's always good to have you, my man. I guess today is kind of an exciting day, of course, because there's something that has kind of come alive, and that's essentially why you wanted to do the video, and that has to do with staking EDNA, right? You can actually stake your EDNA to get more EDNA. As soon as the contract was live, I did do it. What exactly is staking, and why have you kind of created this staking function?
Well, couple reasons to create it. What it is essentially it's a lot like a certificate of deposit or CD at a bank. So you hold your tokens in a contract, your EDNA tokens in a EDNA contract, and you've got some different terms, and while you're holding them there, we're going to give you rewards. So you could call it interest, even though it's really a reward for letting us hold on to your tokens and take them off the market. The reasons to do that is to reward our early holders. People who believe in the project, want to hold on to these tokens, believe we have some value in the future that we intend to show. And also, the DAC is coming very soon. And the DAC has the vast majority of the EDNA tokens that are in circulation that are not delivered belong to the DAC. And I'd like to ensure that when the DAC gets them, they're actually worth something. And this is one way to ensure that people see some value out of these tokens. And that makes them more valuable to the entire market. Should do something for the DAC.
For sure. Yeah, I'm actually really looking forward to the formation of the DAC. I know you've kind of taken the approach, like the DAC decides it all. So I know you're also working on some of the programming, getting up the console so we can have conversations and have votes and start kind of talking about the movement of the project. And I think it's cool because ultimately the DAC, as you said, is the decider. It's not going to be Greg behind the wheel. You're going to bring up a question for a vote or a resolution within the DAC. Everybody will log in and kind of make their vote. So the people are really going to determine the direction of this project. And of course, huge fan of DACs. We talked about that a lot in the past. So that's pretty exciting. I guess my next question is, what exactly are these rewards? You know what I mean? Like, what are the rewards for staking and how do they get dispersed?
Okay. So we've got 100 million tokens dedicated to this project. These are non-inflationary. They were dedicated from the beginning to a marketing or a various tool to create value. These 100 million coins are divided up into 50 weeks. So that's 2 million a week. And based on the percentage of total coins in circulation that are actually held in the contract, that's how much gets sucked out for what we call base payout. Now, on top of base payout is a bonus, and that's discretionary. And if we see that we're not getting enough traction in terms of people getting excited about staking their tokens, then we'll add to that basic payout until they get excited. Also, this is a call out to all you EDNA whales out there who happen to have gotten some big airdrops from us. This is your chance to support the project if you believe in it. You can directly contribute to this bonus value any and all EDNAs that you care to. If you're a whale and you're sitting there, you believe in the project and you don't think you need 100 million EDNAs, you can chip in and start sending some bonuses over there as well. And those will be distributed along with the base payout and any bonuses that EDNA chooses to throw into it. These are then distributed in 3 tiers. If you're staked weekly, you get 1 share. And when I say share, I don't mean you have a share of EDNA. I mean a share of the payout, right? You get 1 piece of pie for every token you have there. If you're staked monthly, you get 1.5 shares or pieces of pie. And if you're staked quarterly, you get double what a weekly staker would get. So that's the 3 tiers we've made available.
I like it. It's cool. And of course, I staked mine as soon as I found out about it. I guess, how many EDNA are people going to receive for staking their EDNA? You know what I mean? You've been a little bit aloof, and I guess that's kind of part of the fun and part of the allure. You haven't really talked too much. Is that bonus just going to kind of remain bonus? Are you going to give us a...
Well, I'll give you a hint. I'm not willing to talk about that. The real answer is wait and see. Friday afternoon is when we run the first payout calculation, this coming Friday. The contract went live Saturday evening, or Saturday late afternoon, I believe. So the first stakers were in there at Saturday afternoon. So they'll be able to collect that payout come Saturday afternoon The claim button will go live in the user interface where you staked your EDNAs. That claim button will light up green and you can claim, and it'll go into escrow or it'll go directly back into your stake. But you'll see the numbers increase live on the screen. And you'll know what your share is. I do want to say this. There's a couple other staking programs out, and I've looked at what they're rewarding their stakers for. I think EDNA's going to do a whole lot better. No, I know EDNA's going to do a whole lot better. I've run these numbers dozens and dozens of times, looked at the entire fund that we have, the entire time that we need to go, and what we can project we're going to get. And I will tell you this, staking is going to be very lucrative for those that do it.
Nice.
Mark my words.
I believe you. I believe you. You haven't led me astray yet, per se. So I guess the next question is, where can people stake this? I know right now you've kind of developed a portal where they connect with Scatter, right? I'll make sure that I drop the website below so people can get access to that. And I know that you were kind of speaking with Greymass recently about possibly doing some integration there. Where did that lead?
Yeah, there was a small bug in the ability to talk to the contract. I believe they've corrected that bug in the latest version. I haven't had a chance to test it because the conversation just got done about 2 minutes before this interview started. But I believe that the new Greymass wallet, if it doesn't support it right now on the newest version, it will very shortly, because I know they were working on it. They attempted to basically communicate with our contract and drag out all of the parameters that one would need to set there. If people go the Greymass route, they should know the 3 parameters you need to fill in when you get, and we'll get a video up on our website showing you how to use Greymass to stake to the contract. It's pretty simple. Once you read the contract in by selecting it, you have 3 parameters to put. Your account name that's going to stake to it, a 1, 2, or 3 in the next slot, meaning 1 is weekly, 2 is monthly, and 3 is quarterly, and then how much you want to stake, and that's it. And we'll get a video on our website that shows you how to stake tokens with Greymass. I'll be doing that this evening if all goes well, and basically the code is what they say it is.
You spoke about something that was pretty important, right? You got to make sure you hit that claim function so that ultimately you can continue to add to your pool and it kind of begins to multiply. Do you want to just break that down a little bit? I think that's really important.
Yeah, I'll be real direct about it. If you go to the staking portal where you staked your tokens, it's going to say next claim available, and it's going to have a date. And that date is 1 week from the time you staked. When you hit the claim button, that week is going to jump to the next week. Now, let's take Friday, for example. Friday afternoon at 5 o'clock Central Time, we're going to run the bonus calculator. And that's going to tag your account as having you are due a bonus. That bonus will be ready for the first person who staked on Saturday. Some people didn't stake till Wednesday. Now, those people, their 1 week won't be up till Wednesday, but they can claim that bonus from the first week that was calculated on Friday. I know it's a little confusing, but if you follow the next stake available prompt that tells you when the next time that light's going to light, the claim button's going to light up green and say, get your stake, get your claim, you want to do that each and every week. That applies to quarterly, monthly, and weekly holders. You need to do that or you lose the funds. You've got the full week until I run the payout calculator again, and then that claim gets overwritten. You'll get the next week's claim, but you'll miss out on a week's claim. So be sure you set an alarm, put a note on the calendar, do something to keep up with those.
For sure. I'll definitely be checking myself. I guess what's next in the EDNA roadmap? What's the next step here, buddy?
We're flat out in building the DAC. We're going to issue another contract as quick as we possibly can. Now, the good part is a lot of this is written. There's a lot of pieces that need to be assembled properly to do it. I also have kind of a big plan to make it very easy to hash things out within the DAC. Also, there's some formed up stuff that will make it very easy to watch over custodians that get elected to see how they're treating the DAC, what they're voting on, how they're voting, what contributions they're making, what issues they're bringing forth and trying to address by proposing proposals. Also, the membership at large, this is kind of cool. Should the custodians, the way I'm trying to put this together, should the custodians fail to reach a majority, and that might not be just a 50%, 51%, it might be a 3/4 majority to pass something. If they can't do it, either defeat it or pass it by that much of a vote. In other words, if it's close and they're infighting inside the custodial group, after 3 tries at that, which happen 48 hours one after another, 3 votes, it doesn't pass or it doesn't fail, it goes back as a referendum for the entire EDNA community to vote on it. The entire DAC then gets control of it, and we'll settle this. So that way, if there happens to be a political situation where things are being argued over that are stalemated, like some Congresses happen to be stalemated often and can't get things passed or can't get things decided, well, we're going to just yank the power right back from them and say, you know, the heck with you guys, we're going to decide this. And if that happens a lot, then you probably need to be looking at who you're electing as a custodian and why can't they get business accomplished here. You know, why they got to fight about everything. Are they out of sorts with what you believe they should be doing? Are they running their own agendas down? You know, I think we're going to have a very, very, very transparent set of governance. And ultimately, if you're a EDNA DAC member, you're the one empowered here. We're not going to let a government. I'm an anarchist, man. I don't believe in powers of government. I hate government. I think there should be none. Unfortunately, it's hard to get something done when there's an entire sea of people that you have to please. So sometimes it makes it easier to bottle those decisions up and have representation and get things accomplished. But if that process gets in the way, time to stop the process and just put it to a vote. We have the tools, you know, back in when the Constitution, you know, the Declaration of Independence was signed, there wasn't a way to vote. You know, when George Washington ran for president, there wasn't a way for everyone to quickly vote. Now we can do it instantaneously. We got the internet, man. That's power. So let's keep it. Anyway, I've probably talked too long again on our stuff, but
I love it.
This is where we're headed.
Yeah, I like it, and I'm looking forward to being a part of the DAC and kind of, you know, being in some of the. It's a cool model, like, and it's part of some of the beautiful things that are happening on EOS. You know, the DAC model is becoming popular, so it's going to be an interesting ride. I can't wait to be a part of it and be there too. I guess, where can people find you? Telegram is always the #1 spot for anybody who isn't on Telegram. If you want to talk to these guys and you want to get to know the people behind the scenes, Telegram is a spot to be. So I'll make sure that I post that below for you. Do you have any last kind of messages to the token holders of EDNA or the EOS community in general before I send you on your way?
To the EDNA token holders, congratulations. Keep staking. To the EOS community at large, watch for us. We're coming.
I love it, man. It's always a pleasure, Greg. Thank you so much again for sitting down with me and having this chat. If you have EDNA, go stake it. If you don't, come and take a look at the project and watch some of the other videos. It's a cool project, and I think that a lot of what you're in the midst of accomplishing is hard to ignore. So thanks again, Greg. It's always a pleasure, and I look forward to talking to you soon.
Thanks, Matt.